I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting. Ha! We're all you need!
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dad Batch Podcast, Episode 3. My name is Steven Schultz, and I am your host in the pilot seat today. Of course, with me, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, he's sour, then he's sweet. This week, he's watermelon flavored. Joe Lara, how are you, bud?
Doing very well, and I love watermelon. Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite.
I see you got your little text on your microphone this week. How you doing?
He's doing well, and he's usually around my desk. I'm kind of a kid at work, but you wouldn't know it. In my professional life, there's stuff and toys and things to look at, but nobody knows it. And he's always there with me, so he's riding along today.
That's awesome, man. How was your week?
It was good. Gosh, I should have made notes because there's a lot of things that happened. But I started printing a bunch of stuff, which we'll talk about later, which I'm excited about, making more progress on tech, and just getting excited about getting closer to Bad Batch Season 2. You know, it's just right, and in my opinion, it's right around the corner. In my mind, it's right around the corner. So, yeah.
When is
Life is good.
That's
September
awesome.
28th, right?
Oh,
did we get a date?
fall.
Did we get an official date?
I thought it was
We'll
September
talk about
28th.
that maybe in the news. Next up, he's a maker. He's a painter. He'll chrome dip anything for you for the right price. John Rodriguez, how are you, friend?
Heyo, good. I had a fun, eventful past week, so I'll be sharing about that in the Workbench.
Oh,
And yeah, right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, everything's cool.
how's the fam?
Been hanging out. Fam's good, kids good. Doggies are peeing, pooing everywhere, but
Oh, you
other
got a
than
new
that,
dog, right?
Yeah, we got a puppy and a kitten.
Oh my god! What
So
kind of?
it's a circus.
What kind of dog?
We got a boxer.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if a lot of people know, but yeah, I had a boxer that passed away a few months ago, 5 months ago, and yeah, we got a new one.
There's poop
And
coming
she's
from the
cool.
ceiling.
Yeah, it's that, yeah, daily.
So you got a puppy and a kitty. So you're just going through. It's basically like two kids.
Yeah, on top of having the kid already. So
On top of
it's-
having the kid,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a zoo right now.
Well,
Just
you did
Tootsie
it- you did it
Rolls and
yourself.
diapers everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say self-induced, John.
Yep. It'll be worth it once everyone's used to not pooing.
Do they have
including
the
kid.
normal cat-dog tension? Like, or do they want to chase each other around or fight, or are they cool?
Yeah, well, I mean, the cat's pretty chill. She'll kind of just, go off and take a nap somewhere, and the dog will just come full force and, rage and jump on the cat, and it's a mess.
But
But
playing,
then the cat gives it back. Yeah.
playing, not attacking.
She's not. Right. Yeah, she's not trying to tear her apart. She's just playing, but she's aggressive. She's a puppy, so yeah. But yeah, so yeah, everything's good. Thank you.
That's awesome, dude. Well, good to hear.
Thanks.
Next up, some calling Sith and ain't easy. I'm just glad he has air conditioning. Blackie, Brian Cook, how are you, sir?
Me too. You know what? I don't need air conditioning that much this week, although it is on. But we are in an abnormal weather cycle where it's in the high 70s with low humidity.
Oh, is that the new segment, Weather Report with Crosshair?
Is it hot where I live?
Maybe conversations with Crosshair will turn into that.
Well, you got the
Over
range
here
working, so
in-
you can pick up the weather.
Yeah, I did. The rangefinder in my helmet works out. Like over here in the middle of North Carolina, the weather is a balmy 78 degrees with low humidity. So go outside and use your 2K paints.
Oh my gosh.
2K.
How's How's Tori and Levi?
They're good. They go to Charlotte on Wednesdays, so Levi can do jiu-jitsu down there, and Levi's got one more week left before she goes back to regular school after being homeschooled for a while. So she's getting excited.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's
going
crazy.
to high school.
How long
Junior.
was she homeschooled?
6th, 7th, 8th. No, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. She's going to be a junior.
Wow.
Yep, diving
Wow.
right in high school.
And you
Time
know what?
flies.
Like nobody predicted COVID, right? But you were already in that mindset
He was
of,
ahead of the game. Yeah.
of taking
Tori-
care
Tori-
of education.
Yeah, Tori always wanted to homeschool her for I always call it junior high, but they call it middle school, right?
Right.
She always wanted to do that just for those years, and then we were doing that, and then COVID hit, and it was like, oh, just keep homeschooling, like don't switch to normal school because
Yeah.
you're just going to homeschool.
It ain't broke.
You're going to homeschool with teachers that don't know what they're doing, so stick with the homeschool program. So.
It was
It's worked
chaos
out.
for a good year and a half, man.
Yeah,
It's
well, and then
starting
she
to
was,
get-
she was going to LA a lot, to do like acting and stuff like that. So it kind of worked out, but it's a new day. And as
That's
I
cool,
say,
man.
every week we're living summer vacation. We're summer camp here, and we still have time. So, yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
lake every day if we can.
And ladies and gentlemen, with me in studio this evening, the executive officer of the 501st Legion's Southern California Garrison, the man who all costuming clubs have to thank for bringing Celebration Anaheim together so cohesively.
Seamlessly.
Ramile Camelot. I'm sorry, Raimi Shanaday.
Yay!
What an honor.
What do I do with that intro? Oh my gosh, thank you. So it's a little surreal to be in here in the same room. I get to see how the sausage is made with the setup and everything.
Please don't talk about my sausage.
But no, it was cool. It worked out that I was able to be in the neighborhood, and Steven got me some good pizza. So had dinner here, and it's good to be in the same room. So I wanted to give a shout out. I got some Tech Fish. Got some Tech Fish stickers from a friend of
Sophie.
the podcast, Sophie, Dragon Whisperer 23, and I, like even little details like the envelope came with like a little hand thing drawn on it, which I thought was cool. And then there was a little note in there, and I almost didn't even notice it at first, like a little custom drawing of like a dragon echo with the Tech Fish on his nose there. I thought that was so cool. So awesome stuff. And I fully endorse our listeners supporting Sophie. That's great.
I've been lucky enough to get a few things from her, and check that out, dude. She's done so many. There's like individual notes on all of it. She is so thoughtful. So
There
thoughtful.
was a note on the back of this, and I almost missed it until I flipped it over and saw the picture. So cool.
I just put my order in a couple days ago, so I'm excited to see what I get now.
Nice.
Pressure's on.
Ooh.
Pressure's on.
Yeah. Go now. Yeah.
Steven, how you doing?
Steven, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Steven, how are you?
well, thank you for asking. I had a pretty chill week, other than this crazy thing that happened on Friday. So my older son has a peanut allergy. We've always known he has a peanut allergy, right? So we've always just stayed away from it. So Friday night, it's it was his first week at school as a kindergartner. So we figured, we'll stay up late Friday night. Right. And, we were watching a movie, and then he grabs this like snack from the kitchen, and it was, a Nutella, like the little Nutella snack with the little sticks in it. And he's had it before, I think. So that's the only reason that we would have it even in our kitchen. But so he finishes it, and then he starts like coughing a little bit, like, and then the coughing just gets a little more like pronounced. And then my wife and I just start looking at each other like, what's going on with this guy? Is he getting sick? And then I'd say maybe 5 minutes later, he's wheezing.
Oh no!
And he's like trying to get our attention that he's not doing so hot.
Oh no!
And then I start listening to the way he's breathing, and he's like gasping for air. And then so I look at the ingredients of the thing that he's got in his hand, and hazelnuts like the third ingredient in there. And so I was like, well, I think he has a hazelnut allergy now. And fortunately, we were able to call up one of my friends, Nick, and his wife Kristen, who's a nurse, and she listened to him breathing on the phone, and right away she was like, "Yep, he's in anaphylactic shock. Give him the EpiPen right now."
Wow!
And like he had like full throat closure, lips were turning blue, and thankfully the EpiPen worked, and we got him to the pediatric emergency room, and he was fine. And I mean, he was like getting stuck with his IV, telling jokes to the doctors. So he was like total trooper. But
shout out to Nick and Kristen for coming through with the
totally.
Glad he's okay.
1-800 dial a nurse.
Seriously, it's like
House 911.
It's like we all message each other like all throughout the day and night, right? But it's like when you get a phone call at 10:30 at night, it's either a butt dial or something's up.
Or something. Yeah, exactly.
So, but
My gosh.
other than that, and then you know what? By the next morning, he was as if nothing happened. So
Kids, right? That's how they do it.
Yeah, it was.
It's
It was
like-
just crazy.
You almost died, and the next day they're like, "I want to play Legos."
Yeah, he's just back to
Right.
lightsaber battling and
Back to life.
waking me up early on a Saturday morning.
Luke's
So I
kid, Luke's kid, Left Coast Avenger, my buddy Luke, his kids, they went on a trip, came back, they all got COVID, and the kids were like sick for a day, and then the next day he was running around, and Luke was like, "I swear this kid faked it. Like, he didn't have a cold." Like, he's like, "I can't keep up with him, and I don't feel good."
Yeah, I was just gonna say, kids. I mean, as the dad batch, and we can all relate to this. They can really scare you, and holy cow, like everything stops, everything slows down, and you just hone in on what's going on. And as a parent, you quickly assess the situation, you do the best you can. My gosh, dude, I can't imagine. That must have been a tough,
Terrifying.
point for you and your wife, but you powered through it, and now you know. No Nutella in the house, right?
It's Nutella in this house now. So
I think too, as all of us as parents too, like everyone probably, well, Steven just has his experience. John probably has not had a really crazy one yet, but Raimi,
Yet, hopefully
He's
not.
not
Joe,
allergic to anything.
We've had enough. Like we've all probably had like really gnarly ones, and it would be a bummer to go down that path. So we probably don't need to do it, but
yeah, we'll keep things on a positive level here. And on that note, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you'd like to interact with us more, follow us at Dad Batch Pod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check out our new t-shirt designs on our merch page at thedadbatch.com. Let's get into the weekly workbench.
This garbage just doesn't like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah? At least I know how to wear it.
love that.
All right, so let's start off. Hey, Crosshair, I know you've been working really hard on a lot of stuff. What's going on?
So I've just been on a complete tear because my printer is working well, and the resin printer that my friend John, Alpha Ignition, picked up for me is working amazing too. So I'm just printing stuff like crazy. I'm not finishing anything, but I'm just printing stuff because I can.
You're starting projects?
I have a pile of things that just need to be sanded. I think last week we talked about the BD unit that I have. I think it's almost all printed. There's so many pieces to it. I'm not sure if I have everything printed out. And then I went back and like resin printed a few pieces that I had. I always just say PLA. PLA printed it, but it's FDM, right? FDM printed. So I went back and resin printed it, and it's just a big giant bowl that's just full of all this BD stuff that I need to sand. But then I bought this Stormbreaker file that I wanted to print for so long, and I just never did it. And I'm just like motoring through it right now. I'm onto the hammer side of it. The whole handle's printed. It's like 3.5 feet long. I was going to bring it in here, but it just wouldn't show on camera. But I'm just printing myself stuff that I'm going to have to sand later. and then just get a ton of stuff together. I need to sand and then do it. And then I joined the Cool Kids Club. I mean, that one's cool, but you...
Dang, that thing's loud.
You bought that, and that movie's trash. But
there he is. There's Crosshair.
I entered the Cool Kids Club, and this does not show up on camera, but I will post it on my IG. Is
that a black helmet?
I used 2K. I used 2K clear coat with this armor helmet, Tori's armor helmet, and it just doesn't show up here. So I'm going to stop holding it. And that was fun. That was actually really, really cool because I know all the cool kids use it, and it's awesome.
Was it easy to use? That whole button thing, popping it?
It was very easy to use, and because, as I stated earlier, we had proper weather this week with low humidity and nice temperatures, I went out there and used it, and it was very easy to use. But, I'm used to using $5 a can clear coat, not $20 a can. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but you do get what you pay for, and the results, I will post it on Instagram, came out really nice. So I'm going to say that. And then shout out to Delta Leatherworks.
Dude.
He's from Poland, right?
Yes.
He did all your stuff, right, Joe?
He did.
He just sent us this.
Is that for
Omega?
It's Omega's.
Omega.
What is that?
So it's
is that
Omega's
belt?
Belt, yeah. So I got it for
season 2.
Levi. Well, I think it's the same, right? They didn't really change it.
Okay.
It
At
looked
least
the same
from the 2 pictures that we have of her.
I
But
know,
it's
right?
the same, yeah. So this thing's awesome, and we had talked about it for Levi's custom Omega before because I thought it would look really cool, and I think. And I talked to her today about it too when she was trying it on, and I think it would look really cool with her custom Omega that we wore.
That we made. Yeah,
that we all made together. So I think it might look really cool with her armor. So, but shout out to Delta Leatherworks because the quality on this thing is incredible.
Yeah,
definitely. He did all your stuff, right?
He did. Yeah. In fact, for season 2 tech, I asked him, "Hey, I'm noticing from the 2 images we have of the trailer, Tech has a leather bicep and a couple other pieces. So I ordered specifically pieces just for season 2, and then I'm going to be able to pull from my season 1 over into the season 2 and just kind of mix and match, and it'll be fine." And he was great. He's actually pretty quick too, despite being overseas and the mail distance and all that. He was really amazing.
Yeah, no, he was super cool. I have that. I mean, what else did I get? I printed out a little Thanos statue for. I was going to give it to my jiu-jitsu instructor's son who started football and broke his collarbone. And he loves Marvel.
Oh, that sucks.
So he the season just
done
bad. But I have to go to Virginia Beach on a work trip next week, and someone at my work got me a hotel room, which just saved me $1,000. And her son loves Marvel, so I'm gonna have to give that to him, and then make my
another
one, and then
make another
lastly,
Thanos. Yeah.
I'm just gonna shout out Amazon. So I ordered some PLA because the Thanos hammer, the Thor Stormbreaker takes a lot of PLA, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna run out of PLA, and I ordered it today at 1:00. And it showed up when I got it.
Oh, wow.
So,
whoa. Wow.
Dude, Jeff
Same
Bezos,
day.
man. He's delivering overtime.
free shipping.
I have
Those
definitely
poor
noticed
workers.
Amazon takes longer to get to my current new house. Like noticeably.
You're.
I was a little.
I mean, I'm
I was a
out
little
there, but
spoiled.
not that far. Yeah.
Yeah, we're out there.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I kind of
That's a
took up
lot.
everyone's section, but
That's good.
No, that's
check
cool,
out the
man.
Instagram for all this fun stuff.
Hey, but you said something really quickly, and I think it's something important, which we've already said before, I think maybe episode 0, that when your printer is running smoothly, like, you better start
Go to
printing.
town.
Go to town.
Take advantage. Just
Load
print
it up.
whatever you want. You want to print out a life-size Hello Kitty, print it. Just get it done.
Yeah.
But because the reality is, even with experienced people, it's going to mess up. Like, expect it to mess up. Expect it to be a mosh of spaghetti the next morning. You got to.
Because then something will happen and it'll be down, and then it'll sit there for 3 months. So when it's working, use it, baby. Take advantage.
Yes. Good point.
And my resin printer works perfectly. Thank you, John.
Yep.
My goal is to thank you every episode of the podcast.
I mean, it's fine.
Now that I took up the whole armor bench, Workbench Wednesdays or whatever we're calling this.
Anybody else?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dick. Go Tech.
All right. So, found the right pair of pants that actually are not too tight. However, the same dye that I tried to use didn't quite work the second time. So, learning more in the process. That's the way I see it. I think expect to have what typical we would call failures. I call them learning opportunities. So I'm learning how to use dye. Gonna go at it again, and at the same time also printing a BD droid just because I had the files. My printer's dialed in. I'm just gonna start printing. When will I put it together? I have no idea. So I'm just gonna start going to town, printing the parts, trying to figure out what's going to be resin printed because there's some really tiny details which are really cool to see. So excited about that, but I'm not like pushing to get that one done. And then just fine tuning my shoulders for tech and the knees, and I'm almost feeling pretty good about this build, man. Just waiting for a trailer because if it's going to come September 28th, should we get a trailer this month?
Season 3 is going to take a little while, Joe. Yeah. I know you're already done with Season 2. Season 3, you're going to have to wait. I know you want to get started, but
dude, Season 4. Yep.
Yeah, it does feel like we're due for some additional content just to try and continue to build some hype around the show so that people are looking forward to it. So
I will say the feedback from Star Wars Celebration was that the Bad Batch panel was exceptional compared to some of the other panels. Did you hear that too? Like the trailer, at least that's the view from.
Are you referring to because we were there?
No, like the trailer, the excitement, the hype. Yes, we were there, and that was awesome. But yeah,
I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because I'm sure somewhere we're going to talk about this. But yes, the Andor trailer was amazing. But the Bad Batch trailer, and I'm not being, I don't have the word biased based off of what we're all about here. But the Bad Batch teaser was
dope.
Because we saw them all. We saw all of them. The Bad Batch one was by far the best.
Dude, it was dope.
We had special footage at Celebration, which it took me a long time to figure that out because I had watched the trailer on YouTube like 3 or 4 times, and then I realized, hey, where's that scene with Cody with all the names on the wall?
Spoiler.
Yeah, there was like a whole
spoiler.
There was almost a minute.
I guess it is a spoiler.
How's it a spoiler? It was in a trailer.
Because only a few people saw that trailer.
So many people saw.
That one's not public. That one's not public.
So do we want maybe next week we do a trailer breakdown for the trailer we do have, unless something new comes out?
Let's do it.
We might have a bootleg trailer.
I might have a copy of the Celebration one.
Ooh.
And thank you. That was the last episode of the Dad Batch.
Yeah.
We have been
broken NDA.
I wasn't in that panel, so I didn't break any.
It's been long enough. It's been long enough. Come on.
I know, right?
That was cool, though.
We got to see something.
It was because we were in that panel, and then we went out to what's the stage that was in front of the 501st area? What's the stage that?
Oh, the fan stage.
The fan stage.
The live stream.
They always come out, right? And then they go to the lat one and kind of give you the condensed version of the
panel,
the Cliff Notes version of the panel you just missed. Right. And they played the trailer, and I was like,
"That's different."
What?
Yeah, it was different.
Oh, okay, cool.
The one that they showed was the one you could find everywhere, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What we saw,
we got the exclusive one.
Yeah, we had the footage too, right? We had the first clip. Yeah, with Omega.
It was actual dialogue with Omega and Tech.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see Hunter and Echo running on the beach. and they're asking, hey, we need some assistance, we need some help. And I'm like, oh, this is like a good sequence. We're actually watching the show right now.
They were looking for sunscreen because it's hot.
Dude, I was so amped.
So you did. So Joe, you worked on pants,
shoulders, knees, and
Back
a
to the
BD.
point.
Nice.
Nice.
What are you gonna do with the BD?
I don't know. You know, part of my so one of the questions that somebody asked me on my Instagram, you know, to potentially bring up on the podcast was, what's some of the headcanon for tech? Like, you know, what am I thinking outside of the show would be reality? And I kind of think that Tech would maybe have his own BD droid, you know, kind of hanging out as an extra set of, you know, eyes to gather intelligence, to gather information. I could kind of see that.
Isn't that
right?
Echo's job?
Yeah.
He is the BD unit.
Yeah.
He is the BD.
Is it so if it's a dad batch BD, is it a DB instead of a BD?
It's a DB unit.
It's DB1.
It's a new designation.
There you go. And you know how you got to paint it now.
I'm going to paint it to look like Echo.
That's awesome, dude. Anybody else?
DB1. Wrote it down.
John has a great
I took a
story.
paint class. Well, I don't know if it's a great story, but I took a paint class over the weekend with Derek Rosengrant from Legacy FX. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Yeah, he's painted a bunch of awesome stuff for like film and TV, and his dad's been at Legacy for like, I don't know, like 25 years or something. So they're kind of they know their stuff, and they're really good. And we got to meet. I got to meet a bunch of people from Instagram, like Off-Earth 3D and 3D Fanatics. I met Crossfire Props.
Nice.
John Stark, like a bunch of people that
John
you
Stark
probably follow. Yeah, you know who that is? A guy from Virginia.
Oh,
Tony Stark's cousin.
Not the one from Game of Thrones. Got it.
That was
No, yeah, not that one.
That was gonna be my question. I know Off Earth is.
It's Stark
I
like
think he's
Iron
from
Man.
the South,
Yeah.
right? But like, are those other guys from
No,
all over? Or
Yeah, so Daryl, who's off Earth, he's from Ohio.
Ohio, that's where he lives.
And so one guy came from Virginia, one guy came from
my neck of the woods.
Yeah, one guy came from Texas. One guy, I think, I don't remember, but I think someone came from like Missouri.
Right.
I think that might have been Andrew.
You came from Glendale.
So, John,
I was the
I
closest
drove
one.
5
Yeah.
minutes.
John,
Mine was half-hour drive.
When I hear a painting class, I think of Bob Ross and his big hair talking about Happy Tree.
Happy little trees.
What is?
It was
Yeah.
a paint and wine class.
Yeah, I know, but what?
No,
What was it
so,
like? What was it like?
Happy little.
it was really cool.
Right here.
Yeah, no. So we learned like different techniques of what Derek likes to do, what he likes to do himself, and what he does do often for like movies and stuff and TV shows. And so it's just basically shooting the S a little bit with each other and having fun, and everyone's chatting because we all know each other from Instagram, and everyone's stoked to meet each other. And we're watching Derek show us these, techniques and showing us how he paints, which is insane. Everything is so quick and precise, and it's like mind blowing.
That's really cool.
It's like
That is awesome.
It's really cool, and it just shows me that I don't know what I'm doing at all, because he made it look like it was the easiest thing in the world, and it's very smooth and very.
You came out of it.
efficient.
You're like, I need this $200 sprayer.
Yeah, I messaged you guys. I'm like, this is the spray gun I might be getting next.
John, I gotta say, dude,
yeah.
John, the first time I saw you paint was at Brian's house. So Brian, I think it was probably the first time we hung out after our photo shoot, and I was watching. I think you were painting Echo, an Echo helmet.
Yeah,
and I was watching you, dude. You're good. And so I guess good is relative. And as an individual,
that's the thing. Yeah,
right.
I'm good for like an amateur hobbyist, compared to like a professional. Because I've done professional work too.
Yeah,
like
you have.
But it's a different level, man.
When I met John,
the stuff he showed us was really cool. What's that?
When I met you, you didn't paint.
Really?
Yeah.
What did I do? Lightsaber
Stickers.
installs, right?
You built the clone. You built the clone, and you learned how to paint.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I guess you're right.
You've come a long way, kid.
Yeah. Well, it's been like 5 years, man. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
I met John in a CD parking lot when I was buying a secondhand lightsaber off of him.
That's
You
true.
want to buy a lightsaber?
So that was the first time we met.
Dealer.
That was the first time we ever met.
So
You want to buy some death sticks?
I don't
I mean,
know if it's.
could have been.
I don't know if it's when we met, but a picture showed up on one of those Facebook memory things today. I think somebody was wishing someone a happy birthday or something, and you and I were both in the picture. But then John, you were in the picture too. And I was trying to think. Like,
Are you talking about that SDCC panel that we took?
Yeah,
that
when
all
we did the panel and I moderated, and you were the Saber Guild rep. I think you were 501st.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bunch of folks on the panel, so I was I was trying to remember if I
We were
knew
all in
before
that.
then or what.
You did, yeah. We've known each other
Okay.
before that, for sure.
Okay.
I don't recall when we all met. I don't even know when I met Brian. The only person
you
I
built
actually
a
remember
clone.
meeting is Joe.
When you built a
But
clone,
I met you
no,
before that.
but
We've trooped
you-
before that because I had the
we-
pilot.
we had trooped a few times, but then
Yeah,
you were like
my
you had
Kylo.
Kylo.
remember?
You had Kylo, and you were in Saber Guild, and it was Levi's
Yeah.
birthday, and I
Yeah.
asked you to come do like
That's
a
it.
lightsaber battle with her.
Yeah.
We had like a birthday party at our martial
at her
arts
dojo.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you came because I knew you knew what you were doing, and you came, and that was like the start of our budding friendship.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah, I guess that was the first time we.
Yeah, and
Hung
then you
out,
built
I
a
guess,
clone,
yeah.
and we kind of like helped you build a clone, and then you started painting. You're like, oh, painting's cool. Everything.
Yeah. I wish I had started sooner, to be honest, because just real quick, the way I got into painting and props and stuff, I had gotten into a motorcycle accident, and I had broken my wrist and my ankle, and it was like kind of gnarly, like 5.5, 6 years ago. And my wife had bought me a saber for I don't know if it was my birthday or Christmas, but I had a saber, and I was all beat up, so I was like, I want to build one of these, I want to.
Oh wow.
See if I can put one together. So I ordered parts from the custom saber shop and built one, and then from there it went more. But that was it.
That's the other thing, like origins stories type stuff, right? Like when John and I met, like John used to be super into skateboarding. Like I'm into skateboarding.
Yep.
And when we met each other and we talked and we started like skateboarding, we were like, oh,
We
skate
we
bros.
bonded through that.
Like it was like skate
Yeah,
bros, and then it just like went from there. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
That was just another
So,
layer to the.
Another
to the
thing I want
lasagna.
to bring up, just because you said that, I started watching, and sorry, we're on Workbench, right? So like,
We're
this
Just
kind
go
of-
with it.
going,
This-
yeah.
Just go with it.
This kind of fits in though. So you said you're in a motorcycle accident, right? Like, so I watched the first couple episodes of that Light and Magic, right? Is that what it's called? Light.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Yes.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus series on the special effects
So
team from
good.
Star Wars when it started, and they were talking about how they were trying to find people to build stuff that, like, basically, right? Like they didn't know how to build this stuff, so they were trying to find people, and they found these guys that like built motorcycles, so they know how to use tools to make things, right? Which is like literally before I got into the 501st, like I was just wrenching on motorcycles. I had an old van, like I was skateboarding, so it's like this kind of
Working with your hands,
I heard this
mechanical.
thing, just working with my hands, which I got from my dad. Which, if you've ever watched, shout out to Honda Supply, Mike Forrester, the Armor Party Show. If you haven't listened to that podcast, you're blowing it. But you should be listening to that podcast. He has a new episode coming out. But I talked on that
It's pretty good.
podcast with
Did he
him
pay
about,
you?
No, not at all. Mike's just.
no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
It's pretty good.
Mike's,
I love
Mike's a
Mike.
friend. Mike's a friend of the show. He's got season 2
Yeah.
of Armor Party show starting very soon.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought he was done and he came out with it. But I said on there, like, my dad renovates World War II aircraft, and he has RC planes, and he was just always super handy, and he taught me how to use tools. So all
And that
from the
just
time I was a
translated.
teenager up, it just translates. So like when I started building costumes and I picked up CA glue, I knew what that was. When I would get a soldering iron, I knew what that was, because like my dad like would show me through the stuff he would do how to do that. So it's interesting, like when I watched that Light and Magic thing, and they were like, well, we needed guys to be able to build this stuff. Well, we just got these guys that built motorcycles. It was like, oh, you just got some handy dudes that knew how to make tools and modify things and make stuff. And it's like, I think a lot of younger generation probably doesn't understand that. But now there's YouTube. And I'm going to be honest, I built 2 choppers, like chopper motorcycles, not the robot chopper, like a chopper motorcycle. Literally from YouTube and forums. So
that's all you need now.
That's all you need now.
There's no excuses. Go do stuff.
Check out Odd Viking on YouTube. He posts all kinds of stuff.
Oh, he's got some
he's got great content.
Good to
I went
talk.
crazy
John,
for a second.
So, John, you were saying that Derek, his dad, worked for Legacy. So
Yeah, John Rosengrant. Yeah.
So he worked with Stan, because Legacy used to be Stan Winston Studios, right?
So I don't know if it used to be or not, because Stan Winston School is still around, or Stan Winston Studios they're still around. So I think maybe some of them might have branched off. From what I would assume is some of them branched off and started Legacy.
Hence the name Legacy, because
right, the legacy of Stan Winston.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know much about his dad. I know he worked on a lot of epic stuff, and Derek's actually worked on a lot of cool stuff too. He worked on like Iron Man 2 and like Avengers and stuff, and painting armors, and he did the Falcon armor. Like if you look at photos, that first Falcon armor is really cool, like red and metallic, But yeah, really cool dude. Really, really talented. It totally humbles you, because we had a bunch of all of those people that came out from different states were like amazing painters, amazing prop makers. And we're just like in awe watching this dude paint.
I bet.
Just completely blown away. Like all of us were just like, why are we even doing this? Like, look how good he is, And I mean, it's very inspiring. We were joking, obviously, but as soon as we were done, we're like, all right, we're ordering all the things that he sort of recommended. Like, oh, I use this, I use that. As he's talking in the class, we're like ordering on Amazon or ordering on a different website, whatever, Like what taking a picture of the product just to make sure you get the right one, whatever.
But honestly,
and I actually messaged him a few times. Yeah,
you take things like that, like a class like that. So like I train a lot of jiu-jitsu, and like you might learn some whole huge complicated technique, but you just pick out pieces that you can use, and that applies to this too. So like you went to a guy who's like a pro who has a whole thing. Like you don't need to have that exact same setup. You take what you take what you can use. Yeah,
it's like the Bruce Lee method, right? You take the essentials, and you define the essentials, right? Like you decide, right?
Yeah. I mean, watching him do certain things certain ways, is just like, oh, that's why didn't I think of that? Or like, oh, that's way more efficient than. I mean, it's things you would pick up at the job maybe, or learning from someone else. His dad is an artist, so he probably learned from the best of the best. It was super cool. We had a lot of fun, and I'd like to do it again, to be honest, just to hang out with all the people, because it's serious. It doesn't feel like a class. It feels like if it was just us kind of building and like maybe learning something from someone that's much better than us.
It's always good to find people that are better than you, because it ups your game, right?
That's how you learn, yeah.
And I think if you're like the top dog in the room, then you need to find another room sometimes, right?
Well, that's what I liked about because everyone that was there already was very good at what they did, and you could ask them questions, or if you weren't sure about something, they would guide you in the direction you need to go. And it was just so. It was just like, can I just watch you? Like, can I not do my work and watch you?
That's
like,
awesome.
See what you do differently than I do, 'cause
and
everyone's different.
And that's a lesson for people that want to learn how to do this stuff. Is don't be intimidated. Look at the people that kill it, and just learn from them. Absorb it.
I mean, you have to be a forever a student. And if you have an ego, you have to drop it, because there's always going to be someone better than you at anything, for the most part. I don't know, unless you're the best in the world at whatever. But
unless you're Bob Ross,
unless you're Bob Ross,
a happy little clone,
happy little tree. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta absorb and take criticism and learn things and listen. because a lot of people know stuff, and I feel like a lot of things go on deaf ears because people are always giving out information.
That's really awesome. There was a quote from the Light and Magic show on Disney Plus where they said, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was talent and no ego is how they made magic.
Ooh,
yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
dude,
that's it. That's a great quote.
The curiosity to
great
to
paraphrase.
do something cool. That's it. Really.
Also, I think also you gotta have some bold behavior because I know trying to build something. I mean, I started from nothing. I didn't have anything. I was in the middle of COVID. I had some forums that are written in 2004,
outdated,
right?
Yeah.
and I just went for it. What do you got to lose? And at the end of the day, you're gonna learn and make mistakes. It's okay. Just don't make the same mistake over again, right? That's it.
Yeah, learn from them. Yeah, that's the best part.
Really cool.
But it's to error and to make mistakes is essential.
Yes,
or else you don't learn.
Yeah, that was a long segment for the
Speaking
bench.
of mistakes,
And that's what I did this week.
that's a long
speaking of
fortune
mistakes,
cookie.
working on anything, Ramey?
I'm sorry. What?
Uh-oh.
I said, speaking of mistakes, have you worked on anything this week?
So it was fortunate that I was here for this instead of at home, because if I was at home, I would have been on the hook to do talk about the new piece of equipment that came. Although I have not been able to get it to work successfully yet, so I'm still getting things dialed in. So I got an Elegoo Jupiter, which is the new Elegoo. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know actually. No. It's their large format printers, so
large
imagine being able to
not good enough. Oops, tech just fell. It's massive. It's massive.
It's a big
It's
boy.
huge. It's this thing. It came in a wooden crate, like with forklift pallet built
That
into
means
the
it's
bottom
big.
of it. I had to break. I had to break the crate open. Like I had to
With a hammer.
undo
Yeah.
screws and a hammer and stuff, because like it's got a hinged lid on the top, and I opened the thing up, and there was just a flush cardboard box. I'm like, I can't even. How the heck
You
am I
can't lift
supposed to?
it, yeah.
I can't get this thing out of here. The shipping weight of the thing was 118 pounds, so there was no way for me to just like reach in there and pick this thing up. So I tore the side of the box off and pulled the inner box out and got it up. It's the size of a dishwasher. It barely fit in the space that I had planned for it, which is good. And so I've been trying to print on it. I had a couple of failures, and each time I kind of figure out what I'm doing wrong. I had the same thing when I got my Saturn. I had to kind of figure out what was going on for my conditions at my house and the situation and fine tune it. And after about the third or fourth try, then I had it dialed in, and I had a profile, and everything's working fine on that. So I'm almost there. My last attempt was 75% successful. So I'm getting there, and I think I know what I need to do to get it over the finish line. I'll have that.
So is it like
we'll do like a live tour next week?
Is it like milk jugs of resin? Like
Yeah. So okay. So because it's so big, like I literally emptied a bottle of resin into the tank, and it didn't even get up to the fill line.
Oh my god!
With a whole bottle, so it comes with these little things that you can put onto the bottles, and then plug it in, almost like a Sparkletts water bottle thing at the back. And then
auto feeder, right?
Yeah, and as the resin drops below that layer, it lets like a bubble in, and the resin comes out, and it'll keep it going.
It's like those water feeders for pets
that gets
fill up when the water gets left.
Expensive.
Right. Yeah.
Dude.
My
it's like a bottle and a half, right, to fill?
My large format resin printer takes 2.5 bottles, 2.5 kilograms.
Which one is that?
To fill. I have the Transform, but it takes 2.5 bottles.
Can you not use kilograms?
What? That's the big bottle.
Gallons.
2.5 of the
it's
big bottle.
1,000 milliliters.
The big bottle, yeah. Which is $40.
To start the print. To just start the print.
Yeah, so I was looking. I mean, you can. There are companies that sell like multi
5.
Like exactly. You can get like a 5-liter jug and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'll have to figure it out. But
So Ramey's just throwing his money away right now. He's just burning money.
yeah. I'm literally.
What's your test
I'm
print?
literally.
What's your test print?
I'm literally printing money and failing at it. So.
What's your test print?
So I had been working slowly, like a part at a time here and there. I'm the DJ Rex, the Captain Rex pilot droid from Disneyland.
Yeah.
So
nice.
he's the DJ in the cantina now. So
Yep.
I'm working on one of those. And there's I wanted to like take as many pieces on the head because that's where everybody's looking at. So there's some detail there too. I wanted to be able to print all those. So his faceplate, like where his eyes go and everything, like that's my test print. But the last print I tried, it was working. I thought, all right, this is it. And I came and I looked, and it had gotten to a part where there was just enough contact area with the vat that like the part stayed in the vat and the whole thing picked up, and all the supports were still there. Like it had really worked up until that point, and then the supports separated. So I know how to fix that one. So next week we'll do a live tour of the LEV Jupiter. It's a nice piece of hardware. It's like my workshop's got like. I got like things I bought off of Amazon, and then this thing's like a commercial grade piece of equipment sitting there compared to those things.
Like in the middle of the
So
you need
cool.
it in the middle of the shop. Like
I've got the Mars, the Saturn, and the Jupiter next to each other, and it's like almost like
those are cute.
It's like 3D printer nesting dolls. I could literally put one inside the next, and then put that one inside the next, and so on. So,
literally.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Print some more printers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, printer. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that next week. So we'll get into that.
Nice.
I have a super cool DJ Rex thing, but I don't.
Well, with all of your 3D printing that you've been doing on the Jupiter, and then with all of Brian's printing of Thor stuff, I decided to start a project that I've been wanting to do for years, and I finally started it. I'm building a shelf in here that's going to have all the Infinity Stones, like in their raw form. So,
that was the box that you showed.
So, so the box that I showed you that I printed was the Ether from Thor: Dark World.
Okay.
And you want to grab it?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to say you're printing a shelf, so I was like, this is way more exciting.
And then next up on the printer is the Power Stone with the orb. But I got these files from Thingiverse, of all places, and they are amazing files. I'll show you.
That's cool.
Sometimes the free
That thing
files
looks
are the
really good.
best.
Oh wow.
That looks really good.
Resin printing is
clean.
just so cool.
So clean.
And so the print time, if I had done this in FDM PLA, the box would have taken me probably like a week. I've literally printed everything in less than 24 hours.
And it's
In resin.
perfect. You don't
Details
have to
are
see
awesome.
It's a different
It's like,
technology.
it's ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tech is so cool.
There's still a
the
place
only
for
one that I
FDM
don't-
though. There's still a place for FDM.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
for
only
sure,
the only stone that I don't think I'm going to print is probably the Soul Stone, because I don't want to exchange a soul for a soul. But I'll have 5 out of the 6. That's good enough for me.
Just do it, bro.
Just do it.
Where did Brian go? Well, we don't need him anymore.
Crosshairs.
All right, guys.
Typical
Well,
Crosshair.
you know what? It sounds. Oh, I did have one more thing on the Workbench. But I didn't start working on it. I started ordering it.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So,
Here we go.
So, okay. This was like, and Raimi knows this because I think he's known me the longest. But every time that I've always been asked, like on panels or whatever, what is your dream costume? I've always said Chewbacca. Because, I mean, you go to any event that we troop at, right? Vader, yeah, he's cool. R2-D2, people love him. But whenever there's a Chewbacca around, he becomes the showstopper.
Life of the show, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Chewie gets all the hugs.
But I've never really felt the connection with Chewbacca. I mean, I love Chewie. He's an amazing character, right? But I've never felt the connection enough with him to actually build the costume.
Right.
Which is why I put an order in for Captain Nader's Black Chrysanthemum.
Ooh. Yeah.
And it is beautiful.
Yay.
What I've seen so far looks
I
phenomenal.
mean,
Looks so good.
having seen the actual
His work is
chrysanthemum,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, having seen the actual chrysanthemum like up close and personal, his is amazing.
Can I ask you
what's up?
what the ballpark price is for that? I mean, between
We don't
this
talk
and
about
that.
that, Josh.
Well, maybe
okay,
I'll ask you off.
I'll tell you this.
No, because I kind of want one for display. But
How many echoes did it cost?
There you go. Let's go by unit of measure, which is echo.
I'll put it to you this way. And if you follow my Instagram, I'm going to be putting a lot of other costumes up for sale.
I was about to say.
Okay.
How many sneakers are going up for sale?
yeah. How many Nikes does it cost?
Yeah.
So
Steven's StockX account.
Yeah, you're a sneaker guy, right? I don't know if people know that, but you're definitely a sneaker guy.
yeah. I mean,
A
it's
sneaky
probably
guy.
The sneakers that I have.
The Instagram handle, Stevie Kicks.
Stevie, yeah, at Stevie
Yeah, the
Kicks,
right?
with a Z. The sneakers that I do have though probably are worth more than the costumes.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could sell a pair and pay for the costume.
But I would never sell those shoes. Never.
You should think about it.
No, I would sell it to get another better pair of shoes.
Yeah.
But you could fund
That hobby funds itself, and then
Yeah.
Star Wars hobby
Star Wars pays for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fine.
Shoes
Sure.
pays for shoes.
So you don't
have a
mix.
mask.
kicks pay for kicks.
So you have a
okay,
mask.
so I have the Chris Anton mask. I'm in queue.
On order.
You have a lot
And
more to
dude, I
go.
mean, he hand punches every hair into the face. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I've ordered the net suit from Dark Side Closet, and then the feet
You
are
gonna
coming from Josh Beckett. He just messaged me.
You're gonna get
today,
Georgina to sit there with the thing doing the
Nice.
hair. Just,
It's funny. Josh posted a picture the other day of like he had just finished like cleaning up the original print
Yeah.
for the feet, and I think I sent it to you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I already talked to him."
I'm already on the list. But
that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Actually, let me ask you guys this here. So the actor that plays Chris Anton, can you look at his name really quick? He's only 6'2" in real life, and in the
Only.
comic books, Chris Anton like towers over Chewbacca.
Those don't
who we
count.
know is
Standing
we
on
know
a
he's
box.
7'2". So if Chewbacca's 7'2", do I go
Those-
screen accurate or do I
Screen.
go
No.
Carrie
canon
Jones.
accurate?
Screen.
Carrie
I would
Jones,
go
thank you.
canyon accurate.
I agree.
Or I'm sorry, screen accurate. Sorry, screen accurate.
Well,
So 6'2" plus lifts.
Because you don't want to do well. Yeah, I mean, if you can get to 7'2" at some, but more than that,
If,
I mean, you'd be on
if you can,
stilts then.
if you, I'm very adamant about this. If you can get to Chewbacca size, I think that's perfect because I've seen so many Chewbaccas, right? Like you go to a celebration, you go to whatever, and these guys, I'm not trying to be mean, they're all way too tall. The guy that we had in SCG, Corey, he was the best Chewbacca hands down, and he was
he had a great
adamant.
Chewbacca.
Hands down, and because he was adamant about, and he was a tall guy. He was like 6'1" or something, but he was adamant about making sure he was that right size, which was like 7 foot, right? Like basically, and he looked the best. I remember being at Celebration Orlando, and he was there, and he was with these other Chewbaccas, and they were like a foot taller than him, and it doesn't look, it's too much.
You're right. When we did the Princess Leia, the Carrie Fisher,
Oh my gosh.
signing,
Yeah,
we asked him to be there because he looked the best.
Chef's kiss.
so Carrie Jones is, according to IMDb, is 6'7".
6'7".
He's tall.
Oh, so then with lift
big
and the
guy,
mask,
dude.
he's 7'2".
7'2",
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
So there you go.
All right,
You should
then
shoot
that
for
is the height
7'2".
I will be. Okay.
And let me just add to that Workbench, since you're talking about a mask you're getting. I ordered an alien head mask.
There you go.
From Chris
Another
Steffens. Another one.
Alien mask, like a xenomorph.
No, not Alien the franchise. I mean like a Star Wars alien.
Star Wars alien.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you
And-
sharing the species of it yet, or? Is that,
Well, I don't know.
What are
That's
you
the thing.
having? What species are you
Yeah.
having?
What'd you get? No.
Species reveal.
So maybe I'll wait because I'm still a few months out. I just paid the deposit. I'm in the queue. So, but I just wanted to ask, since you were like, well, I got this in queue, then
It'll
these
be
are
for
all
sale
bad
in about
decisions.
8 months.
Guys, we're supposed to be saving up for London, and we're all buying stuff.
Well, he's probably got to work on the costume for London.
Oh, man.
I might bring it. I might bring
John's
it.
will be for sale right after Celebration.
No. So check it. So the main difference with this alien compared to the last two I've had, the last two I've used my real eyes in the mask, you know. So it's like me looking through with the Nikto and with the Corn. The Nikto fit great. The Corn didn't fit very comfortably.
Oh, you got a Cad Bane.
No. Well, no. I would tell you if you guessed it right, but that's not right. But I got an alien mask that doesn't use my eyes. It uses the eyes that are already on the alien.
Frog lady. I'm calling it.
I think I can see through like a crevice somewhere in the mask.
Oh my god!
No, yeah. A 6 foot tall frog lady.
No, frog lady with a hunter skull painted on it. I could see the art coming.
Dude, the eyes.
Dude. I mean,
Great character, by the
Somebody's
way.
lady with the
working on
hunter. I mean,
She's going to get those eggs back, damn it.
My Galaxy's Edge Hondo mask is Chris Stevens, and it's nice. It's good work.
He's the best.
I've had two of his previous masks in those alien Nikto and Korn, and the quality's always really good. He's amazing. I just don't know the fit wise with the eyes has to be very perfect when you're using your own eyes. And when I had my Nikto, it fit really well. But with the Korn, it felt a little bigger, and it didn't sit where it should. I guess it was just not comfortable. So that's why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get one that does. So I'm gonna wait on revealing the race of the alien. But I just want to say,
Fun fact:
if you want to guess, eventually.
no masks are comfortable. Just so you know. Fun fact.
I will say that no matter who you're getting your mask from, and Chris Stevens is, in my opinion,
Top shelf.
one of the best. Yes, that money
Yeah.
can get. I will say though, if you're in the market for a mask, don't go cheap.
Nope.
And I mean, you
That's good
literally,
advice.
you get what you pay for.
You pay for what you get. Yeah.
We've got, so Steven and I have Cantina Band masks and
Bith.
the Bith, and man, so we get great reaction out of it, and when we do that, like, and we perform on stage, and it's really, just like Milli Vanilli, right? It's just playing the song, so it's always a crowd pleaser. But man, that mask is miserable to wear.
It's miserable.
It's like you're instantly fogged up, and you just
It's pretty miserable.
It's hard to get on and off. It's like giving birth every time.
It's torture, but it's worth it.
It is. But then I've got two different Hondo masks, both of which go on and off super easy. I can see great out of them, and like they conform to my face enough to where like I can
It
move
fits
my
you.
mouth, and the mask's mouth moves, and it's. So yes, you're right. Like to pay for the extra quality and to have something that fits good and is higher quality. Silicone tends to be more comfortable to wear than the latex stuff, for sure. So,
And I mean, if you can afford a silicone mask, I had a Bright Orc mask. I don't know if you guys remember that show Bright, but the Orc. It was like
cool.
like a sort of that mask was so cool because you would move your lips or you could raise your eyebrows. Everything would move.
yeah.
Because it was just, stuck to you.
My animated Hondo mask that I have, that I've never built the costume for, but I have a mask, it's silicone. And yeah, all of my facial movements translate directly to the face of the mask. It's super nice.
My Plo Koon is 100%
Silicone.
latex. Or I'm sorry, not silicone. Yeah, that's
Do you have a
worth it.
do you have a tube feeding air to kind of cool you down?
No,
you
Steven
don't
just
breathe.
he just sweats.
Just sweat it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
TD Outpost Ermer.
It's hot. It's hot.
He's in the local garrison down here, and he has a Greedo. And it was my first time, like, trying to, I was helping him because he was trooping, and he had a tube coming up through the back to pump air, and it was actually helping, but it has to be
Not
set up
much.
just right. It has to help,
Not much.
It's just steam.
Colin did a video on that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I don't think he did a video, but he has a
Cooling system?
basically a cooling system that sits on his belt and that tubes up to his mask. I think it's for his Jedi alien, and it works really well according to him.
Good to know.
So I think it's similar to that. Yeah.
Well, that was a
Guys,
long,
that's a lot of stuff that we're working on.
That was the longest Workbench segment ever.
And that's
was
the end of the
45-minute
episode.
Workbench.
Thank you for listening to the Bad Batch.
Yeah. It would be over now, but guess what? It's not.
But yeah, if anybody wants to get a good costume for a good deal, follow me. I'm going to be putting that stuff up very soon.
facts.
All right.
What do you want?
Echo, can we get
What
can
you
we get
got,
into the
bro?
news?
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
All right. So, for anyone who listened to last week's episode, we were talking about the movie Prey during Hunter's Hard Drive, right? And so I have a Prey/Star Wars crossover story. Oddly enough.
Is this your fanfic?
No. So, we good. The audio in my ears changed. Did we lose somebody or? Sorry.
I muted my mic because I got my kid running in here and I got the dog.
Okay.
And there's some noise, so I'm, yeah.
Sorry, it was enough of a change. I thought something was wrong. Okay, so I'm going to mess up this name. I apologize in advance. But so Dane DeLiegro. So he's the guy who actually played the Predator. So the feral Predator alien in Prey.
Yeah.
So he was doing an interview for IndieWire. And they asked him, what are you working on now? And he said that he just finished working on something for Marvel, and then now he's working on something for Lucasfilm. So the only two productions that we know of that are filming right now are Ahsoka, and then Jude Law's project called Skeleton Crew, which we don't know a lot about, but we know that both. So I can tell you both of those are in various stages of production here in Southern California right now.
Careful.
So, I'm not working on that.
Easy on the NDA.
I didn't sign an NDA on either of those projects yet.
It's open source.
So now this dude's like 6'9". So
he's
he
Chewbacca.
did comment. He's like, not every part's like a huge like leading character part. So that that maybe implies that he's not like a main thing. But it sounds like it's something that is ongoing filming. So. I mean, I was curious. So, with him being the height that he is, what do we think he could be playing? So, if it's something, if it's Skeleton Crew, nobody knows anything about that one. So,
no.
Who knows? Could be a droid. I'm
going to say droid.
Could be a droid. We've seen some recently, like the droid in Kenobi. That dude was tall.
Yeah. Dustin.
Yeah, and then, but if it's Ahsoka, so we already know Sabine's in Ahsoka. We already know that Hera's in Ahsoka. We've seen Chopper.
I'm calling it right now. He's Ezra.
Could it be Zeb?
That's all.
Zeb, that'd be cool.
Zeb.
Yeah,
it could be Zeb.
There you go. Delayed reaction.
Zeb.
Dude, Zeb?
That'd be crazy. So no clue what he's actually working on, but that would be interesting. I do think like his height has got to. It's going to be something specific.
I feel like Zeb would be CG.
Yeah. Carabas.
No,
dude.
Like Jar Jar
they could do him.
CG.
No,
look what they did with Cat Bane.
They could do him.
Look what they did with Cat Bane.
He would be, yeah.
They could do him.
He'd be like Chrysanthemum or...
They for sure could do
Bane.
him. Yeah. Yep.
And
100%.
you can't
They'd make it
imagine
work.
Rebels. You got to give the creators like some open room to create something.
Right, because Rebels
for
is
live.
a different interpretation.
And Zeb is super lovable. He's a lovable alien. Not
Carabas.
Yeah,
Carabas.
it wouldn't even have to be a regular recurring part. It could be like just for an episode or two. We don't know how much.
Could be a
the
hologram or something.
The Rebels crew, we don't know how much the Rebels crew is going to be in the show.
He's living. He's living on his planet with Callus, right?
That's right,
What's that,
Agent
John?
Callus.
Look,
I do.
look at the
I
reaction.
have a couple of friends that are working on Ahsoka right now.
I don't
And
have
heard
any
some
friends except for
really
you guys.
juicy deets.
I don't want to hear
enough
about
for
that.
us.
Careful.
I know, and I'm not sharing any, but we can talk off camera later.
If he's playing, if he's 6'9", that's
He's playing
you're
Zeb.
Right. It's very.
We're calling
It's got to be Zeb.
Yeah.
If it's
The original Chewbacca.
it would either because Zeb was basically the Ralph McQuarrie concept Chewbacca.
It was.
Yep.
I just look at like the kind of reaction that all the Clone Wars content has been getting, and then to start to sprinkle in Rebels stuff with the like rumor of Sabine, whatever, like Inquisitors.
There's no rumor. She's confirmed.
Sabine's confirmed. Harris confirmed.
Okay, confirmed, whatever.
You want to know who else?
I haven't seen it yet. John, shut up. It just makes sense. It makes sense.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great.
I don't care what it is. I'm for it. All of it.
Dude.
Same.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually, none of you guys know this. I haven't shared.
John, I'm gonna mute you right now.
I'll mute myself.
Raimi, what more news do we have?
Okay, more news, please.
Okay, so moving on. So, for anybody that hadn't seen, so we've been talking about Andor a lot, and there's a lot coming. Probably more coming with the show coming up next month. But so August 26th, they're doing it. IMAX is doing a limited release of Rogue One at select theaters.
Yes.
And then at that, they're going to screen some Andor content. I don't know what they're going to show. It might be like the first 3 episodes that would be attached to like day 1 of the release. I don't know. It might just be.
No way.
It might be a trailer for all we know.
It's probably a trailer.
Yeah.
Extended trailer.
But they are going to be doing a Rogue One re-release on August 26th in IMAX theaters. So
Select
What
theaters.
a great idea.
Select
Yeah.
theaters.
Great idea.
Not everywhere.
That was a great film. So underrated.
You can tell, you can go out to the movie theater websites and you can see if it's there, but I didn't find a way to see like a list of all the participating theaters, but you can check and see.
IMAX,
Show me. So, and then we have
It's specifically only IMAX, right?
Yeah, but it's not just IMAX because there's a ton of IMAX in San Diego, which is a big city, and there's only one theater.
It's only going to be one, yeah.
Out of the entire.
It's a limited release, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll have to
I
drive
snagged
to
some
Charlotte.
tickets.
Yeah.
You got to go into town.
Cassian Under.
So here's
what a great idea, though. Great idea.
Here's a little origin story
Yeah.
for me. That movie, when it first premiered, I saw it in San Diego, just like everybody else with the regular people, because I wasn't in the 501st. But I saw
Everyone went to San Diego.
I saw the characters. I saw as probably the 501st local members wearing the Shore Trooper armor, and the entry in the foyer of the theater. And of course, my wife, she's like, "Oh, let's go out and take pictures with the boys and get some photos." I am so geeking out inside, but I'm not letting myself like show it. Mm-hmm. And I'm supposed to be taking a photo, but I'm like, my eyes like looking at their armor like up close, like, wait, what does this feel like? What is this? What is? Oh, holy cow!
They're like,
there's a
"Don't touch
human
me.
in there. Like,
Don't touch me."
I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
That was the first time I realized. I think this is going to be in my future. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And it was a Rogue One premiere. Yeah,
Nice.
Are you gonna dress up when you go watch it?
I kind of have to, man. I might show up in TK and just stand the whole time watching it. You know?
Yeah.
Gotta pay it forward, man.
Guard the door.
Gotta
Yeah.
let all the fans touch you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Next segment.
Above the
Okay,
waist,
and
please.
then last news story also related to Andor. So we've got the full episode schedule, release schedule for the show. So we knew on September 21st we were going to get the first 3 episodes all in one shot, and then it's pretty much every week on Wednesdays from that point on. So we've got September 28th and through October every Wednesday, and into November up to November 23rd will be episode 12, and that's the full first season. Man. Or full show if they don't do another season, but we'll see.
I mean, we know what happens. So
we're getting
Yeah, we kind of
Ultimately.
Endor.
Yeah.
he gonna die. He gonna die. Was that
Bad,
when
bad.
when they did the panel and the one guy was still in it? He gonna die.
spoiler alert: they all die.
That's okay.
The show looks good.
I'm looking at the episode list of dates right now, and it's like every 7 days.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I
it's
che-
2
I
months of
checked.
Andor.
It is literally every Wednesday for 2 months.
That's
awesome.
insane.
I love it when we have those because it.
Cassian
wait.
Andor.
So is this gonna intersect with overlap with Bad Batch?
Well, do we
Good.
actually have
more,
an
more
official?
stuff to watch.
Do we have an official date for season 2? I
That
I
was
got moved
September
on.
28th.
Is it? Okay. Well, then that's the second week of Andor, if that's true.
When is
day,
Disney
September
Plus?
28th.
When's Disney Plus Day?
I don't know.
D23.
Plus,
are we gonna have like
also She-Hulk is coming out, so that'll
That's in the
be
beginning
every
of
Tuesday,
September.
I think.
I bet you D23 we get the announcement for Bad Batch.
Think so?
I bet you.
I
we're
think
gonna-
so.
I bet you we're going to get
Yeah.
another trailer.
Another trailer?
And
What if we had, like-
a hard date?
what if we had like
They'd be
Andor on
fools not to.
what if we
So
had like
Disney
Andor
Plus-
on Wednesdays and Bad Batch on Fridays or something?
So that is
That'd be cool.
That'd be so good.
okay. So
That'd be
then
dope.
everybody set. If that's true, if that prediction is true, then set your calendars for September 8th because that's Disney Plus Day.
That's a Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
That makes
the first
sense.
is on a Friday.
I bet you Bad Batch trailer will come out then. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, as we are the Dad Batch, I love it when we have these weekly shows because it's like, I know my
if-
family, we all get together. And
We
sit
get to
and watch
hang,
them.
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, and so if they do that on a Friday, we're like Friday night? We're gonna have to do a little mini episode
Well,
trailer breakdown.
we're going to have to talk about if we're going to move the show from recording the show from Wednesdays to
From
Fridays
Wednesdays
or Saturdays
to
or
Fridays. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do Saturdays. And
Or we could
talk
just
about the
do
episodes.
we could do a mini review like you said. We'll figure it
We
out.
could always do a one-off, just like a little mini.
Yeah.
30-minute dump.
Yeah, we could do more.
Quick takes on the trailer.
Just don't talk about our workbench.
Is that it for news?
That's it for the news for the week.
That was awesome. Thank you, Raimi. Speaking of 30-minute dumps,
Why did you make me do this? Guess you have a choice. You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know.
Fathers.
All right. All right. That intro never gets old. All right.
Nope.
So for this week's Hunter's Hard Drive, we're going to be talking about a show that I absolutely loved when it came out, and I still do. I can't wait for season 2. It's 2022's Peacemaker, which is written and directed by James Gunn of Guardians fame and Suicide Squad, the 2021 film. Starring John Cena, Daniel Brooks, Freddie Stroma, Chukwudi Iwuji, Jennifer Holland, Steve Agee, I think that's how
Agee,
it's
Steve
and
Agee.
Robert Patrick. Agee, okay. Excuse me, Steve. I'm so sorry. Steve Agee and Robert Patrick, which, let me say, got raving reviews all across social media. I don't know what the hell they're called, but IMDb gave it an 8.3, Rotten Tomatoes 94% fresh, and 91% of Google users also really liked it. I also really liked it. I thought it was very refreshing and very. It didn't take itself very seriously because the humor is a little different than what we're used to in terms of TV nowadays. I really liked it. James Gunn has, some really good qualities that bring out these movies and shows. And I want to hear what you guys thought about season 1 of Peacemaker. Steven, let's start with you.
I loved it. I would definitely save it to the hard drive. I wasn't, I was a little apprehensive when I found out that a Peacemaker show was coming out. Even after
random,
even after seeing Suicide Squad 2, I was like, he's a really cool character, surprisingly good actor, John Cena, but I still didn't know where the show would go. After watching just the first episode, I was hooked.
Yeah.
I mean, after watching the opening credits, the opening scene, I'm hooked.
Let's
with
talk
the
about that
dance.
for a second. Yeah. The opening credits is probably one of the best opening credit dances that we've ever seen in TV. I don't know if everyone agrees, but that's what I think personally. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steven. Keep going.
I was confused when I'm watching. And I got to admit, the first time I'm like, what is happening? as I'm watching the intro, but then the second show, the third show, you start appreciating it, and it grows on you.
So did you hear? So James Gunn had said he made that intro on purpose that way, so it would be unskippable. And it kind of is.
Mission accomplished.
I don't think I skipped.
Right?
I never skipped it.
I've never skipped it. I've never skipped it.
Because I laugh so freaking hard
kudos.
every time. Like, you just watch it.
I think we should learn that dance and do it Thriller style at a con next time. All of us in armor.
I'm not embarrassed to say that I've learned the dance.
It's not happening.
Oh, well, there you go. I've tried, but I failed.
You guys can do that in your Lord of the Flies costumes.
Crosshair, you can go with the Empire when we do. But yeah, so Steven?
No, I mean, I thought it was a great episode, or a great season. Adebayo was probably my favorite character out of the show. Danielle Brooks, I had not been fortunate enough to see anything that she's acted in before, but she was just, for me, she was the breakout star of the show. Not to mention, I mean, John Cena he pulled drama out of nowhere.
Yeah, because that show gets very deep and emotional and kind of tugs at the heartstrings a bit in certain spots.
Which is perfect James Gunn, because James Gunn has the MO of taking really, I mean, like, really bad characters, like bad people, and humanizing them and giving them a storyline that develops them into something that you actually care about. I mean, look at Rocket, right? Rocket Raccoon. Look at Bloodsport. Look at
from Suicide, yeah,
right. And then Peacemaker.
And that's what you get. And that's what you get because in Suicide Squad he comes off kind of
Yondu.
Yeah.
I love me Yondu.
In Suicide Squad he comes off kind of not very favorable, but in this season, he kind of completely redeems himself, and you end up loving the character and all the other characters. So,
not to mention that we have a Star Wars connection with Kevin Kiner doing the music.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Yes, and our very own D. Bradley Baker, Bad Batcher, played the voice of Eagly.
Yep.
I love the eagle.
That's our boy D.
In the first episode where he walks up and he hugs him, he's like, like even John Cena can't believe. He's like,
get a photo, Dad.
Somebody take a picture of this.
Yeah. So right on. Thank you, Steven. Joe, what did you think?
I actually liked Suicide Squad, but I thought it's DC, right? So it's a little out there. I mean, all of comics are kind of out there, right, on purpose. So I didn't have any expectations for the show. Went into it, started watching it, and I was hooked right away. My favorite character is just Vigilante.
He's so good.
He's so good. He's so odd, and like odd.
He's a fan of Peacemaker.
Odd doesn't even describe who his character. It's just so far out there and far removed. But the interaction between him and John Cena is just so good, man. I would keep it for sure. I'm looking forward to more of the Peacemaker. Yeah, loved it.
Right on. Well, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Raimi.
Yeah, so
give it to me.
I enjoyed it. I will admit it's going to be a struggle to keep up with it. If something can't be watched by everyone in the house, then it doesn't get watched at all in my house. Because and everybody, I say that, and everybody's like, "Oh, you put the kids to bed and then watch." No, by the time the kids go to bed, we're ready to go to bed too.
You're in bed, right?
So,
understandable.
It doesn't always work in our favor. But what I've seen was good. And here's what I would say: DC has not done a good job of like world building with multiple characters and intertwining.
Easy.
Intertwining the stories. I like all the Batman stuff just because I'm a Batman fan. But
he's the best one.
Other than Wonder Woman, which I like the current Wonder Woman films, but they haven't been hitting it out. Now I feel like with the Suicide Squad, they've started to kind of break that because they've got these characters now that they could start to tell individual stories, like with Peacemaker, and start to interweave things. They could build a whole little like DC verse around the Suicide Squad and never touch any of the heroes.
Right.
And I think they could.
Oh,
that might actually have a formula for something successful there.
I can't wait for
Spoiler
3
for you,
movies on
Raimi?
Polka Dot Man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
Well, if you watch Suicide
Awesome.
Squad, he dies in that movie. So, I mean, you got to check it out.
Who cares
before
his backstory? I mean,
Anyway,
I'm so curious.
But
about Polka
Raimi,
Dot
also
Man.
spoiler, Raimi, the Justice League does show up in Peacemaker.
Okay, I just haven't made it
In the last episode.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the last episode, so you'd have to get through a bunch. But
Are
they're
they
there.
Is it played by the actors that
You'll
we've
see.
seen, or
You'll see.
I'm not. It's going to take me forever. To
He won't. Yeah.
Skip to the end.
Yeah. Skip to the end. The last episode's really good, and it's not as it's more kid friendly in the
If
sense.
that doesn't sum it up for you, don't know what
It
else
is not kid friendly.
Skip to the end.
More so
Just
than
watch
like
the end.
others. No. Just so you can see the Justice League, not for any other reason. Because he mentioned them.
But don't even watch that scene with your kids, because there's stuff that's said that should not be heard.
Yeah. Watch it on your phone on the toilet or something.
So it's funny. Like every once in a while, so my kids do acting and stuff, and they'll have to audition for things, and like every once in a while they'll get a script, and it involves like the kid cussing out the mom or something like that, and man, the kids are more uncomfortable about filming that stuff than because they're like.
You mean the parents?
No, the kids are the ones that are uncomfortable about filming it because, like,
You've done your job.
We'll film an audition tape or something like that, and I'm outside or in my office or whatever, and I'll hear like the kids yelling and screaming. I'm like, what the heck? They're just doing an audition, but
They're auditioning.
like
yeah.
sometimes they'll have to yell at the top of their lungs, words that we would not normally let them be saying, and you can tell the kids are not comfortable. Like, look, I don't. The older ones, when I'm not around or when we're not around, who knows what they say to their friends and stuff, but put them in a situation where they've got to like yell that to their mother. Yeah,
Professionally.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And
the script says, Dad. The script says, I got to call you that.
So it's
getting
not like
paid to do this.
They've heard all these words. They've had to say them and stuff, but it's so weird.
Well, right on. So I'm gonna go right to Crosshair. Thank you, Raimi, for your, I would say
save
your words.
Save it to the hard drive. I had from what I've seen.
Right on.
It looks like it's good.
Yeah. Okay. I think you would like it if you could watch it throughout.
You got to choose a bad one here one of these weeks, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, man. Let's see what Brian. Let's see what Brian has to say.
This is one.
We got
this
1
is
terabyte.
One. So I know you can save it or keep it or whatnot. I watched like 3 episodes of it. Number one, I am not a fan of DC stuff, with the exception of Batman and Superman, which, those are the 2 best characters they have.
But you need to watch stuff sometimes outside the box and not necessarily think this is DC. Just watch the show and enjoy what these characters are going through. Maybe you can relate to some of them, or at least get a laugh out of the show.
Christian
not necessarily think this is DC.
Christian Bale is my Batman.
Sure.
Ben Affleck is beautiful babies, swingers, beautiful babies. Come on, beautiful babies. He's not Batman. Number 1. Number 2, Suicide Squad was complete garbage. Polka Dot Man.
Wait.
The rat. No. You listen. This is my time. My time. Okay.
I just wanted to specify that you're talking about the 2021 film that's directed by James Gunn.
The Suicide Squad.
Because there was one.
If you remake garbage over and over again, it doesn't make it better. They tried to be Marvel. They tried to go from A to Z without all the steps in between. Do you need to see a 2-movie series on the rat dude?
Is that available on HBO Max?
Do you want to see that?
Is it? They haven't made that. That's not.
Do
what
you
want to
see?
About.
He survived.
There's
She survived.
Iron Man 1, 2, 3. There's
hey dude,
Ant-Man
Tony Stark died.
1,
You got to get
2.
over that. Tony Stark's gone.
Thor 1, 2.
Thor talks to his hammer. Deal with it.
Disregard the last one. You know what I'm saying?
Doctor Strange has 3 eyes. Okay,
are you looking forward to a Polka Dot Man origin story? Is that what you're waiting for?
Those that are listening, this is normal.
Are you waiting for that?
Crosshair.
Hold on, so
Crosshair and Hunter.
Let me go back. Let me stop and go back. Peacemaker. Dude, I actually thought he was one of the better characters in that movie, and I watched the show, and it's cool. For me, it felt like it was a mix of The Boys and Deadpool. And The Boys, I watched like the first couple seasons, and it just, with what Raimi said too, like it's one of those like, oh, we gotta wait till the kids are in bed so we can watch it. It's just a little over the top. It's just a little too. Some of the humor is just a little. I don't even mind gory, right? Because like Deadpool gory doesn't like bother me, but like it's just a little like
the humor.
Some of the humor stuff is just a little like disturbing. I don't even like saying dark. I like saying disturbing. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't resonate with me.
That's the best part.
It felt like it was Deadpool and The Boys. That's literally like how I felt, and I just didn't connect with Peacemaker. He's just kind of whack, like whatever. Like it's a DC character.
It's hilarious.
They're whack. I'm sorry.
I think you're just very biased, and at this point, you've got no franchise because you crapped on Marvel, you crapped on DC. Star Wars is hanging on by a thread. So I mean, your days are numbered, buddy.
So we haven't gotten to Marvel yet. We haven't really talked about it publicly.
Well, we're not going to this time. So keep those thoughts for a different.
But so here's what I would say. Just like I said, if you tell me when you're ready for a backstory origin movie on the rat guy, the polka dot man, you can understand.
That's not what they went for, dude.
You can understand.
We got Peacemaker. There were like 20 people in that film. We got one.
There you go.
Hey,
give me the giant starfish.
You liked it.
I'll take that.
He's dead. The starfish is gone.
Trash. That thing's getting deleted right away. I need that 3 gigs off my.
Wow.
So Brian, you're not going to.
So 4 out of 5.
You're not going to print a giant starfish, are you?
Absolutely,
dude.
Unless I want to throw.
Hold up. Do you guys follow PR Props on Instagram?
I probably do. Let me see.
PR Props. The guy's from Puerto Rico.
Actually,
I think he lives in the U.S. now, somewhere else in mainland U.S. now. He made the star face masks thing, but the ones that go on your face.
It's beautiful. He did a great job.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to say he did a really good job on those, and they look really good.
It's actually really.
Even though Brian doesn't like them.
Shout out to PR Props for having an amazing building skill of a.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Character.
It looks just like the film. Anyway, thank you, Brian. I appreciate your opinion.
And everyone can trash me in the comments. That was in the comics. It was cool. Doesn't mean it was good.
Yeah. I'm going to follow him now. I'm not following him, but I'm going to follow him now.
Dude, yeah.
Me too. I'm going to follow him too right now.
Very talented. Yeah. But there it is.
Brian, make that.
Brian, enjoy that Star the Destroyer, or whatever they call him in that film. But right on. Thank you. So, Steven, take it away.
Well, speaking of Crosshair's opinions that are his own and only his own and have no reflection of the others' opinions on this show, let's get into this.
Republic, Empire, what's the difference?
Conversations with Crosshair.
It's so good.
We're keeping it short because this isn't open for debate. Anything. And since John threw up the Marvel stuff, and I'm printing a Stormbreaker axe right now, and that's literally to regain my love for Marvel because the last 2 Marvel movies have just, and I'm talking about Doctor Strange 2.
You're such a hater.
And John, this is my section.
Sorry.
Or
I couldn't help.
Love and Thunder. These are COVID era movies that have restrictions into how they can film and produce these movies. And I have been severely let down these past 2 movies. So I'm printing the Stormbreaker to regain my love. I'm not talking to it. It's not going to talk back to me. It's simply going to be an epic weapon of destruction. And that's it.
I'm going to send you voice messages so you could put it just put it right next to Stormbreaker and keep it happy.
I expect no less out of you, John.
And you can't listen to it. It's just for Stormbreaker.
Since we've just gone way over time today, I'm just going to end it with Crosshair has his chip still. So thank you. Good night.
All right. Well,
There it is.
I guess that does it.
Thunder was garbage.
Okay. That might be a Hunter's hard drive segment in the future. So save all your criticisms and your hate. Save your hate.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys.
Are we
I
done?
think that does it. Yes, you're done. I think that pretty much does it for episode 2. Hey, guys.
No.
Everybody listening, we hope that you're having a wonderful summer, and thank you for listening to us.
Wait,
If
it's
you'd
episode
like-
3.
That's
Yeah,
what I
you said
said. Did I?
You said 2.
Oh,
you said
maniac.
Well, okay, that does it for episode 3.
Thank you.
Right?
Dub
All
it
right.
in. Post.
If you like what we do, please follow us and give us a review on your podcast app. You can email us questions at dadbatchpod@gmail.com. And you can follow me, Stevie.kicks, on all the socials. Tech, where can people find you?
Same thing on all the socials.
Okay. John, where can people find you?
Alpha Ignition on the socials.
Right on. Brian?
Sithing.ain't.easy. Just Instagram. I don't tweet. Nothing else.
TikTok.
And Raimi, where can people find you?
Best way to find me is either follow one of these other fine gentlemen or go to thedadbatch.com, and we're all linked from there too.
Awesome. Well, that does it for episode 3. Again, thank you everybody for listening. We will see you next week for episode 4. And remember, enjoy your spice responsibly.